Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner.
Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. DOJ secretly spied on journalists' Apple and Google accounts. Project Veritas files motion demanding return of property. This is a big deal, folks. It's a huge deal, actually. We'll go into it. This is going to be a little bit longer video than normal because I think this is important and you get the details of it. So don't go 2 or 3 minutes in and then, go to another video. This is huge. This is really a big deal. And it's not getting much play. It just came out. Let's take a look. DOJ secretly spied on journalists and security detail. There's security detail. Apple and Google accounts. Why will they want security detail for Project Veritas people? I think there's two things going on here that they're after. One is the so-called Ashley Biden diary, which has got to be 1 million copies floating around by now. And I've seen some online. You can look them up. I won't put anything here because I just got off a community guideline strike. And I don't want to go through that hassle again. But the long and short of it is, it's everywhere. And it's just like a little small smolder of ash that's firing on this long, long fuse. And eventually that's going to explode. My particular opinion, the Ashley Biden diary and Hunter Biden, we'll say business dealings, is all going to explode. My guess, early October. Why? Because that's when the midterms are. But the other thing the DOJ, I think, is more really interested in besides the diary, there's probably some Biden loyalists in the DOJ, is whistleblowers in the DOJ. They are scared to death of good FBI and other agents in the Department of Justice, lawyers, top officials that know what they're doing is unlawful and illegal, and they're going to try to stop it through leaking out information. Now, we all know the FBI and DOJ leaks out information because they did it constantly during the Trump administration, so it's not above that. But they're having their own tactic used against them. I think they're trying to find out who these so-called whistleblowers / moles are and try to quiet them, shut them up, or get rid of them, period. Well, let's continue on. Apple and Google come forward to disclose that between November 2020, that's a key month, remember, presidential election, and March 21st, the Department of Justice issued 9 secret subpoenas and warrants to them for private information on Project Veritas journalists. In addition to Apple and Google to surveil the Project Veritas journalists, the DOJ also spied on journalists' security details, accessing private information about them as well. Why would they want the security detail? That's really, 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 that says a lot. You can pretty much surmise from that. I have to be careful what I say here. The documents show the Department of Justice compelled Apple and Google not to disclose that they were providing the individual's private data. Not to disclose. That's a big deal. In the case of Google, the DOJ assessed individuals' payment information, MAC address, and browsing history in addition to other personal information. Project Veritas attorneys filed a motion outlining the DOJ seizures violating the Privacy Protection Act and the Fourth Amendment, in addition to the First Amendment and common law reporter's privilege. Now, this is a long article with a lot of details, and this video has a lot of details in it as well. I'm going to leave the link to the Project Veritas article itself. That way you can watch the whole thing. There's just no way we can cover it all here. This video will be half an hour long. Project Veritas announced today that Apple and Google came forward and provided documents showing that President Biden's Department of Justice issued 9 secret subpoenas for them for multiple Project Veritas journalists' private information. Now, there's James O'Keefe, who gives a really long explanation. And I can't go through all of this because it's a really long article. Shocking revelation from Apple and Google comes on the heels of last month's news. Microsoft was similarly compelled by the Department of Justice, which filed a series of secret warrants and orders. Here we go, with secret FISA courts and everything else. And a subpoena to collect privileged and constitutionally protected communications and contacts of 8 Project Veritas journalists. They're looking for sources, i.e., whistleblowers in the DOJ, FBI, etc. In a statement, the ACLU said they were deeply troubled. Now, the ACLU, who used to be good, is so far progressive and left, they hate Project Veritas' guts, literally. Even the ACLU is deeply troubled by the secret electronic surveillance conducted by the DOJ. Unbelievable. No reasonable measure can the wholesale seizure of news gathering materials, attorney-client privilege, etc. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The government knows the truth. Project Veritas engaged in a journalism protected by the First Amendment, said Project Veritas founder and CEO James O'Keefe, echoing a line from Veritas' most recent court filing. Oh boy, as the Reporters Committee has requested of federal judge Analacia Torres, it is time for the DOJ's affidavits by which they obtain these unjustified subpoenas to be unsealed. And I agree. This is a lot bigger than you think. This goes directly to the government spying on its, we'll call them political adversaries for lack of a better term. They are scared to death that some people internally are going to finally say, we're going to talk about what happened the last 4 or 5 years. Who we went after unlawfully, illegally, and on and on and on. All you need is 2. 1 is good, but 2 is better. Credible witnesses with proof. They are running scared because they know with the midterms coming up, everything's going to flip in Washington as far as who has control, what party. Now, that being said, when the Republicans, if and when they take over, because there's no guarantee in this world, will there be enough Republicans that aren't the old neocon types like Mitch McConnell, Mitt Romney, and the rest? Is there enough of them to stop the inquiries that are going to come from the swearing in of the new Congress in 2023 through the presidential election? Those 2 years are going to be some of the most, we'll call them, we'll say episode rich or historical rich content. All hell is going to break loose. Now, this happens every once in a while. If you remember, if I'll leave you with this, if you remember when President Trump was in the Oval and he went after some of the intelligence services, Chuck Schumer, my senator, and I don't say that with any pride, got up on the Senate floor and said, for the record, you mess, and I'm paraphrasing, you mess with the intelligence service, in this case the DOJ and FBI, they will open up a hornet's nest. They will screw you over every which way but Sunday, I believe the quote was. If it's not, it's very, very close to being exactly right. He even said out loud, didn't keep it to themselves or talked amongst themselves. He said it on the record. You will go against the intelligence services. They will steamroll you. And that, friends, is a cancer in a republic that will slowly get bigger and bigger. We all know what cancers do in the end. They destroy the host. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.